Okay.
We're going.
We are live.
We're live, guys.
Finally.
Sorry, we're having technical problems with this new YouTube setup, but we are gonna. These hillbillies are gonna figure it out.
We even
started.
We even started at
Yeah.
like 7:30.
Let's see if people can hear us. Guys, shouting we see ourselves, so we're on to something. It's not using our camera though, Rebecca. It's not using our HD, I don't think.
Are you sure?
So can you just make sure that's happening? And guys, we're gonna set up the mic.
No,
it's a
is
little
this
wider.
the right one?
Was it in a package inside that
No.
white basket?
No.
Okay. Just worry about making sure it's using that camera.
It's using that camera. Hello, hello, everyone. Can we hear you? You can hear us. Yay! That's amazing. Okay. And we have a thing.
Did you put out our show notes?
I did. That's the show notes. We have a great show for everyone.
Everybody can hear you?
They say.
Okay.
A low volume. Okay, well, we're going to try to work on that, Tracy. We really are trying, y'all.
Tell them to get their cheese chips.
Yeah, get your cheese chips. Get
kombucha.
your kombucha.
You might want to get ours.
I'm going to.
Okay.
While you do that.
All right, I'm going to try to hook up this mic, guys. You know, you guys need to come at least for the party, okay? For the snacks. Come for the snacks. Get you some snacks. And if we fail as presenters, at least you go away with a full tummy of snacks. Oh, man. It's not the right size. Oh, yes, it is. Okay. Part-time Permies in the house. Tracy Collins. Chelsea. David. Ken. Man, all the regulars here. Okay, Sharon. Hello. Welcome. So, fellas, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this mic, okay? Rebecca, you might have to help me with this mic. There we go. Let me engage this mic, fellas. We built in mic. Let's try Blue Nessie. Add. I wonder if that means I'm using the Blue Nessie. It should be. So you guys tell me how. Boy, I look. Okay. I'm back in focus. You guys tell me how the Blue Nessie sounds. People talking about Greg Judy behind his back. At least it's good things, right? Hopefully everybody saw the Greg Judy video on the vlog, but also in the member area. It's like an hour long, guys. Basically an extended vlog of our time with Greg Judy, and it's just the straight up Greg Judy part. Some of it you saw on the vlog, but most of it you didn't. So go and get that. I'm still on the laptop mic. They say, Becky. Because I guess it's still Jerry. Can you guys hear me? You hear me going on about Greg Judy and the video vlog on him and the member video vlog? Did y'all hear that? We might have some delay here too. Rebecca says, hold on, I'm doing the cheese chips. She's got her priority going. There's no way I'm not on the blue mic right now. Because if I'm not, I can't tell you how to do it. So you can just make sure I'm on it. I'm thinking there, you know, I feel like I'm still on the, I don't feel like this is.
Okay. Well, look, here it is for Logitech.
Okay. All right.
What would you like? Let's try this. We'll go.
No, I'm using it. I just moved it.
You want to try that
reacting to me. No.
Okay.
We're using it. I just tested it.
Okay.
Somebody thought we were still on that one, but I bet it just didn't help that much.
Okay.
What Daniel Rizza say yes to?
I have no idea.
What I ask? If I'm just like the most handsome man in North Carolina? Daniel says yes with a capital Y. You can hear me fine. Okay, they can hear us fine. Audio good, Daniel Rizza says. Daniel Rizza. Dollar bills in the house. Who likes Daniel Rizza's icon? It's a killer one. Is Adam Link in the house. Hearing me fine. Tina Nurse. Tina Noose. We're going to... I always read it Tina Nurse. I always thought you were a nurse. And now I'm realizing as I say it out loud, you're not a nurse. Well, maybe you are, but it's not in your name. So, the Muddy Paws Homestead. Very quiet. Can you hear me now, the Muddy Paws Homestead? We're going to get this party going. Sorry for the technical difficulties. My goodness, it's 8:15. Let's just jump in. Let's just jump into the content. We're going to have some fun questions here. We're going to turn the show on you guys. We're going to have some chat. This is going to be good. Be sure to get your party on. We got cheese chips and kombucha on. Let's do this. Oh, boy. Why is this? Okay. We built a version of the chickshaw and are wondering what to do with the chickens in the winter to keep them warm. This is one of the most popular questions I get about the chickshaw. And you don't have to do much unless you're in Minnesota and it gets minus 60. Maybe in Michigan. How cold does it get where you are, Cindy? In Michigan. Everybody put how cold it gets where you are. The coldest night in North Carolina, I think maybe minus 9. Here in the mountains of North Carolina, how cold do you guys get? While I answer this question, you guys put it in the chat. The chickshaw, they're asking this because it has open front, open side. Guess what? In cold weather, that's actually a good thing. I believe in the open air chicken coop concept. It's an old school concept where you actually turn your chicken coop towards the south and open it up. The chickens are, we got a minus 15. We got anybody beat minus 15? We got minus 15 in Michigan. Oh, Rob, getting close with a minus 6. It's all cold. Oh, Liz beats you all with a minus 20 in Ohio. So for Liz and others in the minus 20, you are going to want to do something about that chickshaw. To winterify that chickshaw, you tell me if minus 60. Oh,
I'm in Minnesota, so it doesn't matter.
You are in. Okay. Minnesota, Michigan, anywhere colder than minus 20. Turn that chickshaw towards the south. I mean, best practice in the winter. Everybody turn your chickshaw towards the south. The open end of your coop towards the south. More than minus 20. Put plastic over the front of that chickshaw. Plastic on the side where the hardware wire cloth is. And put hay bales or straw, some sort of big insulator like that that's easy to get a hold of. And that will keep the cool from getting under there and coming up on them. But the key to keeping chickens warm, and I'm assuming you have a hardy breed. I'm assuming you don't have like a tropical breed of chicken, okay? I'm assuming you have like a dual-purpose feathery thing. But if you see wild birds flying around in the winter, that's similar to a chicken. They got lots of feathers. They can handle it. If you want to baby them some more, put some hay bales around it. Put some plastic up over the plastic or over the walls, and you're good. So you minus 60 people. You minus 60. Okay, we'll take minus 40. Steve, Z-Man, the B-Man, and Cindy. What do you guys do for your chickens in that butt cold weather? I will tell you guys while you're answering that. What do you do for your chickens in the very cold weather? Cindy's answering hay balls. I think. So you guys answer. Let's move on. Being a first-time chicken owner, I am having to learn how to daily, numerous times, deal with a very protective rooster. I've been got numerous times. How do you coexist with a guy just doing his job? Well, I don't assume you doing this, but never kick him back. That never helps. It makes him worse. That's your natural instinct. One time, I reared up to kick a rooster that was going to hit me. I didn't do it, thank goodness. I caught myself in time, and I was like, wait a minute, I have this food in my hand. And I reached down and fed him food out of my hand, and that calmed him a little bit. But that rooster continued to be a punk. Go in there with a cardboard, go in there with a knife and end it all. But go in there with a cardboard, a metal trash can lid, some sort of shield, okay? A pig board would be nice for this. I keep hearing myself somewhere, Rebecca. A pig board would be nice for this. Also, a rooster can do his job without doing it on you. Okay, he can be a good protector of the ladies without hurting humans, and it can be especially dangerous with small people, children. I've heard of stories of talons getting stuck in the head. It can be that people hurting, getting their eyes hurt. They're vicious dinos, and they don't have to be mean to you to be mean to predators. So it might be a cold job. I mean, if it's just you, you're a couple of adults, and you want to take that risk, go for it. But if you got some kids around, I don't know if it's worth it, and you might want to call that guy. The mic is making Justin inspired him to sound like I did. I'm trying. I got the look. I see myself in the mirror. Adam Link says I'm acting like a disc jockey right now. He's already starting with the cheekiness, and it hasn't even been 5 minutes.
I know.
Cindy left.
Adam.
She's out.
Yeah, and Adam's on Art and Breeze Live, telling you'll give him a kiss.
For new homeowners, what's the best way to plan next season's crop for the farm? Just getting started, and I'm a little lost. Actually, I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to open that up to you guys, because I don't know if we're the best planners for next year's crop. No, certainly not for next year's crop. We're just trying to get this year's crop still in, because we're basically planting 3 seasons a year.
Yeah.
So, what's your plan? Because you're the one who planned. Do you have any advice? Let's see if anybody else has any better advice than us.
So, what was the question?
How do you plan? How do you plan the next year's garden?
Just start. And then write down what you don't like, what happened, and then adjust it the next time. I don't know. So
think about it this way. If you're wanting to plant Swiss chard, how much Swiss chard do you want to eat? Grow for yourself. How much do you plan on eating? If you want to eat, Swiss chard 2-3 times a week, maybe? You want to have it with your breakfast? Mm-hmm. Well, then that's what you need to aim at. And plant more than 2 or 3 heads of Swiss chard, because it's not going to all come up. It's not going to be successful, because some kid's going to sit on it or pull it out or whatever.
Or a cat.
Yeah.
Or cats.
And then you have Swiss chard, and then you have a window that you can plant Swiss chard. So you can have a patch of Swiss chard here, and then a patch of Swiss chard a little further down and further down. That's called succession planting, because you don't need all your Swiss chard at once. Mm-hmm. You can get acorn squash, pumpkins, onions, garlic, things like that store a long time. Carrots, beets, storageable crops.
Turnips.
You can grow all that at once and then store it. But greens, you kind of need to space them. So
greens freeze. Greens, you can freeze them. I don't know if I would say well. Where are you at? Because you could just have greens growing, unless you're in Florida.
Tracy says,
or Alaska.
Plant what your families eat. Yes. Don't get caught up in this. I've got to plant all these vegetables. I'll even say, if you're a meat and potatoes kind of guy or gal, grow meat and plant potatoes. I'm serious. You hear me talking about Swiss chard, frying it with my eggs. It's good. I like it. You may not like it. Don't do it. Don't do it. That was just an example. Grow what you like, and think about how much you want to eat. With chickens, it's an easier example, because how many meat chickens do I eat a year? We eat 4 a week, at least. Probably 5, because we're at least giving 1 away a week. So if we need, let's say there's 50 weeks in the year. I know there's 52, but let's do some easy math. 50 weeks a year, 5 chickens a week. That's 250 chickens. Account for 75% of them making, a 25%, not failure, but a 25% tray, given, some fell, but then some giving it away to people to help you butcher or something like that. Okay, Chelsea says Homesteady doesn't garden really at all because they don't like it. They've gotten tons of animals, but almost no garden. Grow what you like. Amen, Chelsea. And that's a wonderful approach. Rebecca and I were talking on the way home. We've let the fall garden slip a little because we've had to prioritize on our meat. We just had, by the way, Phyllis had her calf yesterday. So we're busy dealing with that and the new sheep, by the way. So we had the sheep. And for us as a family who eats so stinking healthy, you cannot buy the meat that we grow. You just cannot. And then if you could, it would be very expensive. And it maybe if we can't even get organic pork, could we? You can maybe get organic bacon at Whole Foods.
Well, we would no. Well, you
maybe
can.
Organic sausage. Can you even get organic sausage?
Okay.
But you ain't getting ham and pork chops. You can maybe find non-GMO, but it's not organic.
Right. I could get bacon and I think sausage organic, and that's it.
Yeah, and I'll let you guys in on a secret. Meat is easier to grow than vegetables.
It is.
Wouldn't you say?
It is. Like
now,
pigs.
You can't walk away from meat.
No.
Like vegetables.
Right.
If we treated our animals like we've treated our garden, it'd be over.
It would be over.
So that's the only thing. You have to hire a farm sitter if you want to go somewhere. But anyway, how did we get on that? They wanted to plant their garden.
Yeah.
So nobody really said anything except plant what you want. I think that's what we can go away with. So, and trying it, just go for it. I mean, if you need to start small, and I think I'll answer another question in this when they say how do you get started with your garden. And you just have a few chickens, and if you're wanting to do a chicken garden miracle, build my do-it-yourself chicken tractor. It's 40 inches by 8 feet, and that's a perfect size for a garden bed. Put 3 chickens in that for 2 weeks. Move it out. Put a silage tarp over it. Cut you a silage tarp to that size. A silage tarp is like a UV treated. It's not going to leach plastic. Put it over it for a couple of weeks, and then after that, plant it. Really. And plant it with whatever you can plant at this time of year. And if you don't know what you can plant this time of year, ask Mr. Google Plant. Say, seed planting guide. And you'll probably get the Burpee seed planting guide. And you can just type in your zip code and it'll tell you what you can plant right now. All right. People are agreeing. People think meat tastes better than veggies. What do you guys think?
I like the veggies. I like the meat too, but
let's take a vote.
I'm a veggie person.
If you guys could only grow vegetables, or you could only grow meat, what would it be? Fire away. Just say in a comment, meat or vegetables. One word.
Meat.
All right.
Hands down here.
We'll come back to. I'll answer this next question, and we'll come back to that. Okay. Watch for their. Our veggies mostly feed our meat, Mike Bacatis. Have you guys ever seen that video by JM? What's his name? He's the ultra spiritual guy on YouTube. You guys got to watch that video where he talks about he gets mad at the he's a meat eater and he does a video where he acts like he's a vegan, and he goes to a vegan and gets upset because the vegan is eating what his food eats. So, like a competition thing. Rebecca, will you look that up while I answer this next question?
What am I looking at?
It's so important. The JM ultra spiritual guy. On the yeah.
How do I get out of here? What did you do? Okay.
All right, here we go. A couple questions. I have 3 Kuni pigs. This is a popular question too, guys. In a 25 by 50 garden. So, guys, that's about the size of my garden. We do 24 by 50, which would be 1,200-ish square feet for them. They don't seem to be working it like I've seen your pigs work the ground. Similar situation with our chickens. We have about 30 in a similar size area. So, yeah, 30 chickens should be able to begin damaging that a little bit. I shouldn't say damage. I should say disturb. Now, if I leave... Yes, if meat eaters acted like vegans. That's the name of that video for you guys watching the replay. Otherwise, I wouldn't save the link. I would copy the link. So we're going to post that in the chat, okay? And that'll be a good laugh after the show. If we don't make you laugh, that one will make you laugh. Okay.
Oh, just copied that.
I am... Do you want me to teach you how to do this?
Yeah, apparently I'm not.
Right-click that.
I did.
Okay,
I
push pause.
it. And it wouldn't let me.
Okay.
Is that his wife?
Maybe, because it is interesting.
Thank you.
Did he do good for himself? Are you surprised? All right, go see JP and his gorgeous wife. She said it, not me.
Well, we think.
Okay,
I don't know.
This is most likely due to not... Okay, so your chickens or your pigs are not tilling your garden. Okay, you have 2 problems here, most likely. Problem number 1 is you're not rationing feed for the pigs and the chickens. So they're just happy as clams, pigging out on this feed. So if you want them to really work a garden, you gotta You got to ration their feed. So with a chicken, it's a third a pound a day. And for a pig, oh my goodness, if you're feeding them grain, I would do a pound a day for every month they've been alive. So a 6-month-old pig, 6 pounds of grain if you want them to work the garden. That would be problem number one. Problem number two is it's too dry. It's probably too dry. So you want them to work it a little bit faster? Wet it. How do you wet it? I forgot to water the carrots.
That's all right. I forgive you.
Should I go out there right now? Because I've been talking.
Do I have
you want to talk some?
Do I have a question to answer?
And it's like last webinar, I went out and watered the carrots, which the carrots did great, guys. Last webinar, we germinated them and we just pulled it up. So much going on. Okay, so water the area. What's Chelsea saying about? Let's get you can answer this.
Doesn't ABC? Well, I'm too busy shoving my mouth.
Okay, sorry, I'm ruining your party.
Doesn't ABC Acres plant root crops to feed the pigs too?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I'll answer your question. You go do that.
I better answer this one.
Yeah, it's not me.
Getting ready to build Chickshaw 2.0. Are there any major design changes that you would suggest? Yes, 2. The swivel bar and the Chickshaws are not necessary. Thanks to Mike and his suggestion. I had a swivel bar, which also serves as a landing bar. So you still need to build a landing bar there. It just doesn't need to swivel. I made it swivel so if your chickens start perching in the nest box and you want to train them not to, you could put the bar up at night and they couldn't get in there and you just put it down in the morning. Well, Mike just said, let's just turn the milk crate sideways and they can't get in there. Ta-da! So much easier. The other thing is the lock for the kickstand is no good. It's like a eye and hook lock. When you move the Chickshaw, the kickstand falls down. I'm now going to try, I haven't tried it yet, I need to try it, the gate and latch lock where you could actually put a carabiner through it and it wouldn't come undone unless you undid it with your hands. Okay, let's see.
Give me a question that's for me.
All right, let's find a question for Rebecca so I can go water these carrots. I guess I'll just go until I find one. Looking forward to taking the next step in livestock from chickens to eventually grass-fed forest pigs. So a lot of people start out with chickens and then they want to go to grass-fed. Well, you can't do grass-fed pigs. They won't eat 100% pigs of grass. There's nothing that can convert meat into grass like a ruminant, which is like a sheep or a cow. So know that you're going to have to feed them mostly grain while they're in the pasture and forest. But a few head of cow in a couple of years and sheep to follow. Recently inspired. We have 42 acres. Understanding zones from the permaculture lessons, which zones, for those of you who don't know, zone 0 is the house and zone 1 is the area closer to your house and zone 2 a little further out. And so you begin to think about all the elements of your farm and where they should be in relation to their house. I'm considering high tensile fencing for the entire perimeter. All 42 acres, is that necessary? Or should I just fence the natural 10 acres, 8 pastures, 2 hardwoods, basically fencing only zone 1 and 2, which means the areas they're going to visit most frequently closer to the house. Use T-posts and polywire for paddocks and lanes. The remainder could eventually be high tensile. There's another pasture, 5 acres on the ridge with a pond, but I love the fact that it's a sanctuary for deer and great for hunting. Leave it that way then. You have plenty of acres because I'm going to give you guys some numbers on pigs and cows. You could rotate, according to Joel Salatin, what Joel Salatin does with his pig system, you could rotate 30 pigs on 5 acres, 1/2 acre paddocks, 10 paddocks. So you stay there on an average of 8 days. You've given the land 80 days rest. So before you repeat. So you just need 5 acres for 30 pigs. If you don't want to do 30 pigs, do the math. If you were only to do 15 pigs, you only need 2.5 acres. If you were only going to do 7.5 pigs, you could do 1.25 acres. So seven pigs on an acre. Cows generally need 2 acres per cow. So that could give you some rule of thumb. So I say you go with your 10 acres that you mentioned there. 8 acres pasture and 2 acres forest because it doesn't sound like you're going to have this big, massive farm. You got a lot of potential there with that 42 acres, and then now enjoy your wildlife. Okay, it seems I'm just going to keep reading these until I find one you can answer. I'm pretty sure there is one. It seems you use 1 or 2 hot wires in your electric netting. Is high price perimeter fencing worth it? And I'm assuming you mean high price like woven wire, high tensile like 5 strands, T-posts. Should I spend money on the infrastructure and or the assets? I know it has to help me sleep at night. We are rural, but having farm neighbors. What's your thoughts? Yeah, I mean, with farming neighbors, it depends on what you're growing. You didn't say what you're growing, so for cows, Joel Salatin has some perimeter fences that are just 1 strand electric, but he's very diligent about always making sure that's on. Sometimes, if you have very close neighbors and you've got maybe he's got a bull. Maybe you have heifers too young to breed, and you don't want them getting together. Something like that. Or maybe your neighbor, maybe you have devil eyes, goats. Then you were going to need to get woven wire, right? So sheep, though. Greg Judy's keeping sheep in with the perimeter of just 3 strands of electric. But he also is very diligent about keep his fence hot. Guys, if you've seen the member video with Greg Judy, I just uploaded it. You can go see it in the member area. He's using a $1,300 Energizer that he doesn't even have to string trim around his electric fence because it's so powerful. It dries out the sap in the grass that touches it and just fries it. And he's not had to string trim his perimeter fences in 17 years. So go watch that video; it'll be worth it. So for pigs, Joel Salatin, the minimum I've seen there of the guy that knows what he's doing is Joel Salatin, Cliff Davis, using 2 strands of electric, even on the perimeter for pigs. So no, you don't have to go fancy to sleep well. You just, I would say, two perimeter wires for pigs, 3 for sheep. Cows, one good one, maybe 2. I'm gonna do a 3-line perimeter eventually around my entire farm of electric fence. Because we're going to have sheep. We have sheep. Isn't that fun? I just said we're going to have sheep. But I had to change it to we have sheep.
I know, it's crazy.
So you're having your own little conversation in the chat.
I am.
I'm trying to get her a question she'll answer, guys. I'm trying to hand it to Rebecca. Do you want to do this one about my dad?
I can do that one. I'll do your dad and then that one about living in Asheville.
Okay, you can thank Jason. Yeah, do the Asheville one. And my dad.
Okay. All right, Jason Duncan, you said, thank you, love the channel, love being a member. Next time you come to Missouri, we've got plenty of bed scenery and fresh farm eggs. Thank you, Jason. I wish we could have taken you up on that. It was a very, very, very quick trip. Did you say 7 pigs on 1 acre?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he said yes, Daniel. I have no idea. I wasn't listening. I was eating snacks and talking about ice cream in the chat. Do you rotate the cow over 2 acres? Cheryl wants to know.
Tell him to divide that acre into 10 paddocks for those 7 pigs, though.
Okay, Daniel, you divide the acre into 7 paddocks? 10 paddocks for those pigs. And then, Cheryl, I think you do rotate the cow over the 2 acres.
Yes.
Yes.
Always rotate.
Justin said yes, always rotate the cow. Kitty's Homestead asks, how are the sheep doing? And I don't know if anybody asked that. They're doing great. It's been a whirlwind. So today's Sunday. They came in Friday night. I saw them first thing Saturday morning. And they looked like they were doing good. They were eating and drinking inside the trailer. We left them because Justin got in at like 2 a.m. So, or I don't even know what time because I was asleep. And so they just let them stay in the trailer until that morning. We got them out before breakfast. And we gave them their little probiotics. And we kind of left them alone. We just like went and looked and made sure that they had food and water. But we didn't like get in there with them or anything. Not because they would hurt us, but just to give them a break and like not stress out. And then today we've been in there, like I've been in there at least 3 times, and Lily went and sat in there once by herself. And we're just sitting in there kind of just getting them used to like people interaction. And it's been really great. It's been really, really good. they're eating when I'm in there. So they're calm enough to eat, and then they start chewing their cud. So it seems like it's doing good. It is a boy, and it did get the colostrum. Are there any plans to do a video on the nighttime chores as we start have the animals each year? Routine is with the animals. You know, maybe we will do that. We are trying to show more of like what we do, but like when I did my video, that was all the chores. That Monday that I published a video. That was that, but I didn't really like tell you what I was doing. I just kind of like did it. Okay, somebody asked, Justin, how is your dad doing? And he is a third of the way through his radiation treatment. It's really been hard on him, which is hard on us to watch that. He's like always tired, and sometimes he says crazy things that we're like, you are not, like, this is not normal for you type thing. So they also don't want to test his numbers, like his PSA number, until like 3 months after treatment. But I'm actually going to talk to him next time I see him. I just encourage him, not going to tell him, but just encourage him to be like, uh-oh, you can't hear me? No sound? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. Where was I? I'm going to encourage him to ask the doctors to test his PSA like midway through, because if it's not working, then they need to either do something else, and he needs to stop doing the radiation, because it's really, I mean, I'm honestly really afraid that, okay, so do you get chemo brain even with just radiation? Because he's not doing any chemo. It's making us really sad. So, I don't know. It's hard. We don't want bad things to happen. So, really, Amy, that stinks. Is there anything that they can test? Because my thing is that I don't want him to go through it if it doesn't work. Get him an oxygen meter called an oximeter. I'll keep him in place.
Bert, is your window work in your car?
So.
I'll get the sprinkler on.
Oh, so we will. Okay. Well, it's rough. It's been really hard. It's been, I think, harder on us than it has. I mean, I'm sure it's hard on him. Like, he's in pain and all the things. But it's been really hard on Justin and I. So thank you guys for the prayers. We really, really appreciate it. It's just hard seeing someone you love go through something really, really hard like this. And I guess I don't know anything about this, so I didn't know what it was going to be like. So thank you for asking, and thank you for your prayers. And I will talk to him about the oxygen thing, because that could be it. Because like one day he was talking really crazy, and it really freaked us out. Like we were like, called his wife and like, you're there, right? Like if nobody was with him, we were gonna go to him. Like it was bad. So okay, I'm gonna try to not cry and turn to something else. Okay, so what are the pros and cons of living in Asheville? So Asheville's super eclectic. Thank you. That's the word. So hold on one second. It should work if there are irritating in the area. RT is opposite of what you think it makes free radicals, which are like cancer. Okay. Thank you guys for all your suggestions, and I will definitely talk to him about the oxygen for sure. And I will make sure that he's going to the bathroom. Urinating. Okay. So Asheville's super eclectic and just like there's such a huge group of different type of people that live here, and we all seem to really get along. You know, you can just be like on the opposite sides of the spectrum for the most part. I mean, like we do have some crazy vegans that live here as well, and they probably don't get along with us, although we would probably get along with them. But yeah, like there's some craziness, but let's see. So it's got the mountains, it's got the four seasons. We have rain that falls from the sky. We have like amazing health food stores. We have 6, 7 health food stores that you can get organic food from. We have like a farmer's market every day of the week. I don't know. Like, there's just a lot of good things. So one thing, fracking is difficult here. It's not happening, and homeschool laws are good. And then the cons were it can be expensive to live here. I had a friend that was living in Texas, and she was like, food is so much cheaper out here. You know, it's basically the same thing, but it's cheaper in Texas than it is here. So, and then we have high property taxes. And the internet can be bad in the country sometimes, depending on it all. So, yeah, I mean, someone asked if too many people are moving in to North Carolina, and you know, I don't think so, but maybe. I don't know. I stay in my homestead bubble, so I don't know. We go out in the public, and I'm like, just take me back to the homestead. I don't want to be out with the public. I like to stay at home. I can watch a movie on my TV if I need to watch a movie or something. Okay, so
I'm back from the watering the carrots.
Thank you. Okay, so I answered how your dad is doing. Which, okay, so we have an oncology nurse in our member area, and she said that because you know how I was like wanting him to get tested for his PSA. She said that it's well after radiation is over that they'll be able to test it and see if it's working. Oh. So it doesn't matter if he asks. It's not gonna be
That's
accurate.
right.
And then they said oxygen. That why he might be talking crazy, and if he's not urinating well. So those are some things that we can ask him about. See how he's doing with those. So they gave me a little bit of hope, and they said that like their parents had gone through it, and it took them a while to get back to it.
You know, he likes to get gas for the homestead because he likes to see it mowed. We mow behind the cows, and so I asked him today, is that a job you still want to do? Because he's just found delight in doing that. And I didn't know. I just assumed we were going to have to get it, but he said he wanted to do it. And he's not able to do it this time because he's bush hogging his field.
I know.
The man is going to, he's going to die on his tractor bush hogging the field.
I know.
But I guess there's no better way to die than working the land. Okay. You tearing up?
I am.
Why?
I just don't want him to die. I mean, I know it's going to happen. He's not going to live for forever.
Yeah. All right. So, thank you guys for all your support in that, and thank you for asking about him. You can tell, obviously, he's loved, and I'll sure miss him when he dies.
I know.
He's 80. He is 86. He's lived a great life. Chelsea will give you a virtual hug. That's good. Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you. Okay. Did you read this about the mutton? Okay. I had great health benefits by using the genotype diet. You heard of that, Rebecca? Which recommends mutton, not lamb. So for those that don't know, if you don't know what mutton is, I guess you gotta watch that. I like to hold it, but then I'm like this. It's like weird. You guys gotta watch the Seinfeld show on mutton. Every time I hear the word mutton, I keep hearing Jerry Seinfeld saying mutton in my head. Anyway, mutton is eating adult lamb instead of a yearling. Most of the lamb you eat is a year old. So she's saying there's super good health benefits for it, for eating that. And am I going to do it? Am I going to sell any? I'm sorry, I'm certainly not going to sell any. We might eat some if we have to cull one of these ewes that grow up and has a reason to be culled. If we have to cull an adult lamb. Otherwise, we're going to eat.
Or if we have a bunch
sell
of
the
lambs.
Yearlings.
Yeah, I mean, well, if we have a bunch of lamb, maybe we would sell him. And he could grow it to be mutton. Or she. I think it was a she.
I guess that's a case in the sense of, what if we want to keep one of these offsprings instead of these moms? We might want to replace these moms with one of their babies.
Yeah.
Do I market your extra eggs and pork? What is your market strategy for lamb? Talk to me next year about that. I do not market anything right now. We thought about it hard with our chickens, but going into the market, what we were going to do for our chickens, and I think it would have worked well, it just came down to time, is we were going to give a tour of our farm. Guys, I've learned with this business, you want to give, and that's your marketing. So what can you give when you want to sell your food? Should you give everybody who you think is a prospect a whole chicken? No, I don't think it's necessary. Could you give a farm tour and invite everybody in your phone that you think might be interested and say, hey, invite others? Could you create a Facebook event surrounding it? Invite your local community? Do a free farm tour. And then that's the content that these people get. And then they come to this farm tour, they see the chicks, they pet the lamb, whatever it is. They see how you're moving pigs through the forest, and they learn, and they have this great experience. And then basically you pitch. Then after they've had this experience, you can share about how and why your meat is so much better than if you were to buy it in the store. And then hand them a price sheet and say, you know what, guys, we have a limited supply of this stuff. It's first come, first serve. I'm giving you this order sheet. Obligation to buy, but here you go. And that was going to be our approach. I can't tell you if that was going to work or not because we never did it. But and then you would maybe have some sampling of chicken, like you could have, and then that way you don't have to give a whole chicken. You could, if everybody gets a bite of chicken, and you have 30 people, one chicken will do that, and then you've cooked it, so it's going to for sure be good. It's not them going home not knowing how to cook a chicken and it'd be nasty. So you cook the chicken, the taste will sell, and go from there. Otherwise, we might leverage our audience. So why not do what Polyface is doing and sell direct and ship? So that's a possibility. We have to get, you have to go through certain loopholes in North Carolina, but they're not impossible, especially for chicken. Pork might be a different. No, pork we can do, but you have to send to the processor. Chicken we can still do it on farm.
Not and ship across state lines.
Oh, you can't ship across state lines. How do you get shipping across state lines?
Polyface is taking it to a processing facility.
That's what I'm saying. You have to take it to a processing facility.
They're chicken.
Oh, we couldn't ship chicken across state lines.
Not if we process it ourselves.
Okay.
We'd have to get it USDA.
Okay, but if we went to a USDA facility, we could ship anything anywhere we wanted.
Yeah, remember when we were driving to Polyface and they were leaving with chickens in the back of the truck, and we were kind of like, where are they going?
Oh,
they
that's their shipping ones.
That was their shipping ones.
All right. What are the pros?
Island Homesteader says put me on the shipping list.
Yeah,
we'll see. I don't know.
We will, buddy. Well, it
We're
might
gonna
be
have to hire
cool
an employee to do that.
Well, what about Jonah? He'd be 1 year older. Oh, for the shipping part.
No. I don't got time to ship, and you.
I would do
He
anything.
can't ship. He's gonna be 12.
No, but
We'll see, Becky. Don't break Ken's heart. He can't buy clean meat where he's
maybe Ken just needs to come and visit us.
Okay.
Ken, you can drive all the way here. Bring your cooler. Put your chickens in the cooler. And
we're gonna have
home.
to put the gas pedal on this, Rebecca.
I know.
We got like 8 minutes. Oh, how do you guys feel about a 7 o'clock show? How about let's start our 7?
Oh, yeah.
Guys, we're farmers. We got to get up early in the morning. Some of you guys are getting up at like 4:30 to milk cows. How about a 7 o'clock show from now on? So you guys tell me what you think about a 7 o'clock show. Now this is a good question. Let's fly through these, Rebecca. What cover crops do you recommend for chickens to graze on? Cover crops.
Thanks,
Oh shoot, I never linked that. I'm gonna have to go link that after the show. But there's a handy dandy PDF cover crop sheet from Johnny Seeds, and it lists the cover crops and their benefits, including edible ones. So you could go and mix your own, or you could forget cover crops and plant forage for the chickens, forage seeds. And that, you have 3 different choices I gave in the show notes, which I just realized I haven't put in here because of the technical difficulties. So I'll put the show notes in the link description when Rebecca gets talking. I'll put it in the description of the show. And I'll give you links to 3 different things. A bag of seed from Nature Seed, from New Country Organic, and from Organic Valley. Seeds that grow up and are edible for chickens. So it's a really neat idea. I'll link that in the show notes. How and what classes did the 2 of you take to learn to edit videos for your channel? This is a good question. It's easy to answer. For the technicalities of editing, we took a course from Do-It-Yourself Video Guy on Adobe Premiere. That's the software we use to edit. For inspiration on storytelling and cinematography ideas and techniques, our early inspiration was Casey Neistat when he was vlogging. He has nothing to do with farming, but everything to do with good storytelling and vlogging. Setting the camera up, doing, swishing the camera in between scenes to make nice transitions. You can see how he's faded the music in and out at certain areas, where he's put music where he has it, that kind of thing. So look to videos where you actually like the filmmaking and storytelling. It doesn't have to be somebody in homesteading, and mimic that. And just do it every day. I mean, well, maybe not every day, but do it 5 days a week and commit to that. And encourage yourself and make yourself get better every day. It'll happen. You'll learn things as you go. Pasture grass. Is there a length you would like that I should get before it's cold? Should I cut it short before the winter or let it grow in order to be best start in the spring? This is from Steve in Iowa. I don't know what you're growing, Steve, so that's a little bit harder to answer. I say that because a cow is going to like what you call, a milking cow is going to call what you like a ice cream grass, like a 4 to 6 inch grass. And are you feeding them on this grass during the winter? Are there animals on it? I'm assuming based on the question that maybe they're not. So I would say, but there will be in the spring. So I would say anytime now. It's in Iowa. Yeah, you're in Iowa, so if you're north, anytime you're already kind of past the point to mow and have a good forage for the winter grazing. But I'm assuming you don't have an animal, so cut it in time between now and spring, and it'll come back nice in the spring. So you want it to have a nice fresh haircut, nice and even, and let it grow up all evenly by itself. Do-it-yourself video guy, DIY. Tell Daniel it's DIY. Video guy.
He has no animals, this guy.
And he sells it. Yeah, Steve. Then you just relax. Just cut it. You could cut it in January. Okay? You could cut a little every day between now and then. And or do it all at once when the family's out of town and you got nothing to do, January 10th. Doesn't matter. And just get it cut before the grass starts growing, which in Iowa is probably not going to be until April. Early April. Sea monsters. My sea monsters, meat chickens, are 4 weeks old. Average weight is 2 pounds and 9 ounces. By the way, I link a chart where you can go and see what Cornish cross should be weighing, what they should be eating. You're actually underweight there. You should be 3.3. You should be 3 pounds, 0.3. So I don't know how many ounces that is. But you're a little underweight and you're wanting to butcher at 6 weeks. Did y'all know, fun fact, I don't know how I know this.
We know
we haven't eaten Chick-fil-A in years.
Because one of my best friend's husband works for Chick-fil-A.
That breast on that is a Cornish cross, of course, and it's 6 weeks old. Now, you can harvest it at 6 weeks. Just know that you're going to get 75% of the live weight. So if you were to harvest them now, not that you would. Let's say it's 3 pounds. So you're going to get a 2 pound bird in your freezer because you're going to maintain 70. It's going to lose 25% of its weight in the harvest. Mm-hmm. So you need to sock it to them, especially since they're underweight. Don't feel like I'm shaming you. I'm not, because ours were underweight. And
it's average weight.
Yeah.
It's an average weight.
Yeah. The average weight should be 3.3 at this age. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I looked at it wrong, guys. I might have looked at 3 weeks instead of 4 weeks. Anyway, look at that chart. I'll link it in the show notes. And you can go look at that chart yourself and see where you're at. And then also remember that whatever your chicken weighs live, you'll take 75% of that home. So if you want a 4-pound bird in your freezer, then you have to have a six-ish pound live bird. And I understand you want to plan a harvest, and that's great. We did that when we planned butcherings. Most of the time, it takes 8 weeks to get the bird to 6-ish, 7 pounds, which is a good 4 to 5 pound bird in your freezer. Okay. I know you had to run a market garden before you had Lyme disease, so I was wondering about marketing. Aside from the farmers market, who, when, where, and why, how do you suggest marketing to others for selling your product? So for a market garden, I sold our CSA shares, which is people buying into the garden ahead of time, half their money then, and then halfway through the season. I literally called people out of the contacts in my cell phone.
Yeah, so we had flip phones then.
Yeah.
We flipped open that phone
and
went through the contacts and
I got the number out of it and called it on the landline because we don't have cell phones.
Did you text them? I don't even remember, but we probably called because
I might have emailed them if I had their email.
Texting was not popular then.
But that's kind of hard. That's kind of a hard cold sell, and it's a little awkward to try to sell something to a friend or family. That's why I think I would, if I were to do it again, I would do the tour model. I've learned a lot through internet marketing, and a lot of what I do is that you want to give, and I think you can even do that with a physical product in some way. And I think with farm products, I think that's with a tour. I don't think you want to give an entire bird away to see if this family would sign on, but you could give some in a tour and a food sampling.
Yeah, I mean,
yes, we need.
What about for meat? Well, I mean, Joel Salatin does give away a whole bird.
Yeah. I don't know if he still does that. He suggested to do that when he started out. He suggested if you have somebody that, he said, don't sell your first batch of chickens, eat them yourselves, and give them away to prospecting customers. And you would want to give them away with make sure you have their contact or their email or whatever, so you could follow up and try to sell some. Something
that we did as well, and maybe this could be something that you do too, like we had a like an end of the year party for our CSA members, and we did our own beef, and we did our own, I don't know if we did our own chicken. We did quiche, and I made a ton of food.
Yeah.
And we invited everybody out for a potluck, basically. And
that's a good idea.
And it was, although they didn't bring any food, so it wasn't really a potluck.
But if you're a meat farm, you could have people bring sides, and you're providing the main dish.
Yeah. Mike Bacati says, what about marketing a single product like watermelons? Contact your local co-op. If you have a health food store, we did that. We've done that before.
We sold
pumpkins.
Pumpkins.
We had a really great harvest of pumpkins one year,
and you're in front of the mic.
And so we ended up just selling them like 10 or 12 pumpkins, and they sold like gangbusters because it was a local organic pumpkin.
Yeah.
And everybody was happy. They were happy, and we were. You could also just, I mean, I don't know if you live on a busy road, Mike. I don't know where you live. I've never been to your house. You've never invited me. Just kidding.
Oh.
Totally kidding. Okay, but if you live on a busy road, maybe you could do like a little honor stand and just put all your 100 watermelons out there. I don't know, you grew something like 100 watermelons, didn't you?
Okay, how much do you feed your layer chickens? This is really easy. 1/3 pound of feed a day. Weigh it out. If you have 10 chickens, they need 3 pounds. Weigh out what 3 pounds looks like in a bucket. Don't weigh it every day. Mark on that bucket where that 3 pound line is. Fill it up to that point every day. Throw it to them. You're done. Rest easy. Feed it to them in the morning. You're done. The eggs I've gotten so far have been in the nesting boxes. Is there a way to encourage all the ladies in the boxes
to lay in the boxes
and not anywhere else? Thank you, Amy. So
the only thing, this?
Sure,
because you're eating.
I know that's kind of rude, isn't it? Talk and eat.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'll answer it. So I think what Justin would say is that you need to make sure that you have hay or some sort of nesting material in the nesting boxes. I find that when we don't have hay or a nesting material in the nesting boxes, they lay elsewhere. Or they don't even lay. I don't understand that.
They hold that egg in.
Jonas says they hold the egg
and turn it into poop.
And turn it into poop. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I think, isn't that what you were gonna say?
Mm-hmm.
Just make sure you have a nesting box, nesting material in the nesting box. So
Z-Man the B-Man is 20 to 30 layer chickens and a rooster on deep bedding, a stagnant run, a good start for a newbie. Yeah, absolutely. That's if you're for it, I mean, you could go even smaller. I'm just thinking because in the spring you're going to be getting 2 dozen eggs. So if a newbie can use 2 dozen eggs a day in the spring, probably at least a dozen every day during the summer and fall. Yeah, I mean, we eat a dozen eggs. So I don't know how big your family is or how much you need, or if maybe you want to sell some to help pay for the operation. I mean, that's one thing. It's not that much harder to grow 30 chickens than 15, and you could sell some eggs. And we've had just 2 or 3 people before give us $20 a month, and they get a dozen eggs a week. And they're neighbors and close by people, and they come every week and get their dozen eggs.
Okay, Patrick Humphrey wants to know, when are we going to get a BMX vid? Never.
A BMX vid?
Because I don't want him to break his arm. Oh. He already has had 2 issues where he's had to go to the doctor this year. We're not going to test it with any BMX.
What's a BMX?
They must be thinking mountain boarding.
Yeah, I think he is thinking mountain boarding.
I never BMX'd. I did mountain board, though.
He never flipped.
Okay. What should the makeup be? We got 3 more questions, guys. What should the makeup be for our backyard hogs?
Markup.
Raised soy-free. I like this question, and I've got a good answer for you. Selling them whole or half delivered to the butcher. I think 30 to 35%, but I really have no clue. No, the general rule of business is 50%, guys. And so then you go to the marketplace. So say we wanted to sell chicken. This is what we did. We said, what can you get per pound for an organic pasture-raised chicken? Well, we had to look to see what Primal Pastures was charging for it because we couldn't find anybody selling an organic pastured chicken. You can find non-GMO, but there's a big difference. So they were doing it $6 a pound, so we knew we probably couldn't charge more than $6 a pound. And then we looked at what it cost us to raise Cornish cross, and just to raise 100, it costed us $3.15 a pound. First try at calculating all this and trying to get it to a certain price. Well, this year we got it about 2,000 pounds. I wish we would have tracked it because we probably got that price down to $2.50. So I would then say, yeah, that's going to make sense. A 50% markup, because it's not like you're putting 50% in your pocket. You still got cost. You still got cost involved. So general rule of thumb, though, and is you want to have a markup of 50%. Do you have any gardening tips for those who have just bought land that has never been planted on and will only have very few chickens to start with? I already answered that earlier. Remember, I jumped to it, and I would say that get you a chicken tractor. You can do it. You could go to my website and download those plans. Just ask Mr. Google Pants for DIY chicken tractor, and it should come up. And just put your 3 chickens in there for 2 weeks. Move them out. Cover it with a silage tarp for 2 weeks, and then plant whatever's in season. I'm wondering if there's any negative aspects of chickens following pigs in pasture rotation. I'm especially wondering if the chickens could catch some type of disease from the pig feces that could be passed on to humans in their meat. As far as that's concerned, I don't think so.
What is it? Which one? Sorry.
Is a chicken going to get a disease from a pig?
Not that I'm aware of.
Nope. I think it would be a great idea. The flies don't plant larvae in the chicken poop like they do, or the cow poop. The the flies don't land larvae in the pig poop like they do cow poop. So that's not going to be happening as much. The chickens aren't going to scratch the manure around as much.
Our pigs were with our
But
chickens.
we kept pigs with chickens.
Yeah.
With no problem.
For a long time.
Josh DeBerry in the member group keeps chickens with pigs. No problem. I think it'd be a great idea to follow them. It wouldn't hurt. And they're not going to share diseases.
I'm not aware of anything. I mean, I haven't like specifically researched that, but in all of the research that I've done on pig feces, which I feel like I've researched it quite extensively to see, because it's in the garden. It was in our garden and stuff. I feel like
Do you know this answer? We might not know this answer. Do dogs get parasites from chickens? And chickens from dogs? I don't know that. I'll just be honest. We might have to ask Mr. Google Pants about that one.
I don't think so. I mean, y'all, dogs would eat, like, I've seen dogs eat poop. I don't know. Yeah, Laurel used to lick the cow poop.
Oh, yeah. She licked it. There's something in it they need. Remember, it was showing us something they're lacking in their diet. You remember what that was?
I mean, I feel like they can, I feel like there is some crossing of parasites between all the animals. I don't quite know what it was, but it's obviously not that bad because, like, I know a lot of farms that have pigs, chickens, and dogs, and it doesn't seem to be hurting anybody.
All right, so this was a question that came by text, and we helped her a little bit. Mm-hmm. And you might be able to, I don't know if we finished, but leggy. My seedlings are leggy. I didn't know I had to put them in full light, so they were in partial light. In fact, they were in 50% shade, 50% light. Is there any hope, or should I just pull them from the blocks and start again? I am by myself and so only have so much time. I have to work too. They're going to be going to either a high tunnel or a low tunnel in raised permaculture beds 4 feet wide and 1 feet deep. Okay, so with the factor of being busy, what I would have told you is plant them, see if they work, but at the same time start some more.
Yeah.
If you have time. If you don't have time, just plant them see what happens. And you have a job. This is not your income. This is not your 100% income. So from income perspective, you've got to still prioritize your job. And really, vegetables, you can go to the store and get organic vegetables.
Or farmer's market.
Farmer's market. Everybody at the farmer's market has vegetables. There's very few that there. Can we even go to the farmer's market and get organic meat? You can maybe get some non-GMO.
Not as readily.
So take some pressure off. Put it out. Let it be a learning experience. If you have time, start some more, just in case.
I have to say, I wonder if, and I don't know if this is true, maybe you can help me, but I would maybe bury the legginess a little bit.
Okay.
And put that under the ground.
I wish Casey was here. He could have helped us with that one and the garden planting. So, guys, if you didn't feel satisfied with those answers, I tell you what to do. Here's a hack. Go into the member area, into the Facebook, and ask those 2 gardening questions that maybe we didn't have strong answers for, and that's the legginess. Like, I can't tell you if they're gonna make it or not. Casey might have a better idea.
I'm texting him right now.
Post those picture in the Facebook group. She's giving Casey a head up. Post that picture in the Facebook group and tag Casey. And the way you tag him is put @ and then start out his name, Casey Ostwinch. It should just start popping up when you do that.
Oh, he's texting me back.
So add those questions, and maybe we're gonna get an answer right now. And then ask the Facebook group how people plan their garden, because there are some more people that are better planners than we are.
Well, but the thing is that okay, Casey says, yeah, probably take 3 weeks. Seedlings need wind and light to form correctly. So yeah, just get them in the ground, I would say.
What'd you ask him?
Can they be saved?
Yeah, he thought they could be saved. So go for it.
But it'll take 3 weeks. Okay, this person says if they're not too tall, we had luck with a slight breeze from a fan on them to strengthen the stems. And island homesteaders can be brassicas can be planted deeper than they were in the seed trays if leggy. Okay. Somebody did ask about a hawk was getting their Cornish cross. They do have a guard goose, but there's a hawk nest right there. I'm thinking maybe you need to put them in like a chicken tractor that is completely enclosed until the hawk moves on, because the hawk will move on once the food source has been zipped up.
Yeah,
once your
there's
food
some
source
migration
is gone.
going on there too, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, we used to, and the guard goose I think is younger, so that could be it too. That it's just not young enough. It's not old enough to like actually be guarding well. So,
and even then though, we had a lot get our Cornish cross this last run, even with Donald in there, our best guard goose. So it's not a foolproof system.
It's not.
Guard goose.
But if you get a Salatin tractor or even John Siskovich tractor,
and only if you're sure it's a hawk. I mean, is it happening during the day and you're seeing
scarecrow.
The scarecrow
you
could help
cannot kill a hawk. I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to kill a hawk. So you can't shoot one. It's a protected
Jonah
bird.
says because it's a bird of prey. Everybody want to say hey to Jonah?
From my side of the mountain.
He likes to listen to the show.
From my side of the mountain, they said you can't keep a falcon, a hawk, or any birds of prey because it's illegal.
All right, come speak into the mic, bro. We got a word from Jonah. Tell him where it's from.
On my side of the mountain,
It's a book.
you're not allowed to keep falcons or birds of prey because it's illegal.
Okay.
And you can't kill them or anything.
All right, good. Thank you. You want to take over the show?
No.
It would
Unless
make
you're a
noise.
professional hacker.
What did he say?
Unless you're a professional falconer or hawker.
Oh, okay. All right, good. Thanks.
I love
You
it.
look. Are you tired?
He is tired.
Go to bed.
Because we stayed up late that night.
Oh, you were on my phone. Put my phone over here. Just looking at pictures.
Okay.
Put my phone up.
The
Get
guard
off the
goose.
screens.
The guard goose just makes noise, right? And is supposed to scare it off.
Yeah.
It may attack. Donald has attacked us before, so.
All right. Okay, so that's it, Rebecca. Let's wrap it up. We appreciate you guys. This was a fun show.
Yeah.
We look forward to these shows.
I do.
2 weeks, 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to move it to 7 p.m. because we're busy on our farm. I know you guys are too, so maybe we can all get in bed a little earlier so we can be happy and not irritable Justin in the mornings.
Or irritable Adam.
All right. We should turn it off right now before Adam can answer that. And then we get the last word. How do I turn it off?
I have no idea.
I would have totally shut you off, Adam.
Y'all, we have no idea.
We have to figure out this new system. All right. Good night, y'all. Do you think I hit this?
I have no idea. Or wait, do you go to the others?
Oh,
do you
maybe.
go to the page?
Adam's going to have the last word if we don't.
Hurry it up.
Oh.
No. Right there.
There it is.
Oh, he's
Stop
talking.
streaming. Oh, should I shut him off?
Wait,
we got to
let's
go
see
see
what
what
he
he said. We didn't do it in time.
Live events, right?
Live events.
No. Premium members, right there.
Premium members.
What did he say?
Boy.
Oh, everyone's just saying.
Smooches, he said. Okay. All right. Blowing your kisses.
Oh,
Blowing your
Ken
kisses.
says, show notes. The show notes.
Oh, I'll do the
in.
show notes, Chelsea. Thank you for the reminder. I'll do that right now, so give it about 5 minutes. Okay? Mom, you want to go get... You can go get the kiddos. Go...
wrong one. Where is it at? Is this it?
Yeah.
We're so bad
Did anybody say anything about what I said?
What'd they say? They were blowing it up. They blowed up.
They love you.